today I'm excited about this one. This is going to be a really good topic. Would you rather be a network with insurances or spend $10,000 on marketing? I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons on today's episode, and I have a lot of experience around this. This isn't my first rodeo. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of groups and single locations across the United States. I've seen this play out firsthand over and over and over again. And I'm just going to give you the pros and cons because not every strategy is for everybody. And I know we live in echo chambers today on Facebook and Instagram and things. And so someone says, oh, you got to go out of network and just be fee for service. That doesn't work for everybody everywhere. And some people say, well, just market your way out of it. That doesn't work for everybody everywhere. So I'm just going to give you the pros and the cons of each, and then you can make your own educated decision. So let's talk about the pros of just going all in on marketing. And let's just say you're going to spend $10,000 a month on marketing. What's the pros of that? Well, number one, you get to keep your fee all of your treatment. You get to charge whatever you want. There's no discounts, no write-offs on your major treatments. Now, the caveat to that is usually if you're going to market aggressively, especially to higher income areas or middle income areas, you're going to want to do some kind of exam and x-ray discount. We call these loss leaders. So they're not coupons. They're not attracting coupon shoppers. These are your prices that you lower strategically to attract the best kind of patients that are going to come in and pay top fees for other services. Okay, so you can do the same thing with hygiene. That works really well for hygiene as well. I know people absolutely lose their mind over that because they're like, oh, I'm losing money in my hygiene department. And it's like, yes, but you're making it up on the treatment, all of the treatment, right? And so that is one approach. Okay, so that I want to call that out because that's going to come back into play. Put a pin in that one, and we're going to come back to that on the insurance side. So number one, you get to keep your full fee. Number two, going all in, $10,000 for marketing, you get to control your growth. You get to actually plan your growth and strategically grow the way that you want to. You can grow faster. If you say, man, I want to grow faster, spend more money. If I want to grow slower, spend less money. You lose a team member, you're going to have to spend less money on marketing. You add a team member, you add another doctor, another hygienist, you build out, those kind of things. You control your destiny because you know how to get new patients. That is crucial. If you do not know how to get your own customers, you do not get to grow at the pace that you want to grow. Most people do not understand this. Most dentists do not understand this because a lot of their patients are coming from referrals and insurance, and so they don't get to control how fast or slow those come in. So that's a really important topic. Okay, so number two is you get to control your growth. Number three, you get to attract the kind of patients that you want to attract. When you market, you get to market for what you want to market for. Now, there is some nuances to this, right? So like a lot of times patients don't search words like cosmetic dentist. They search things like they might be searching for a crown or an implant or aligners, and then you flip those into cosmetic cases, what dentists would call cosmetic cases. So there is some nuance to this, and you have to work with somebody who's seasoned in dentistry to understand this and tackle this from a marketing standpoint. But with that said, you get to attract the kind of patients that you want. When you attract insurance patients, what do they say? Do whatever my insurance will do because that's what the dental industry has trained them to do. And you go, no, the insurance companies have trained them. No. Insurance companies never talk to these patients. Dentists talk to these patients. Super crucial that we understand that. Dentists talk more to these patients than the insurance companies do. They usually the insurance companies don't talk to them at all. So it's the dental industry is who's training these people how to use their insurances, okay? So number four, pay $10,000 for marketing. What's a pro to that? You get to build your long-term brand. You get better patient referrals from marketing patients than you do from insurance patients. You say, how so? Well, if a patient comes into your office and they're like, all they care about is their insurance, and you sell them on their insurance, and they only do treatment on their insurance, and everything's about their insurance, guess who they're going to refer in? Other people on their insurance. And so with marketing patients, they're going to come in and you're going to treat them as patients, and based on what they need, not what their insurance will cover, you're going to treat their medical need, not their insurance coverage. And then they're going to say, that was great. I'm healthy. My smile's better. And then they're going to send in more patients like that. Okay? Crucial. All right? So now what's some of the cons? Some of the cons of marketing are it's a risk. There's no guarantee in marketing. There is nobody that says, oh, I know you see these people right online. I guarantee. Well, it's not guaranteed. There's so many moving parts. There's so many different things that have to go right with your office and with your market and your competition and the patients. Now, I will say there's never been a better time to market because there's more demand than there is supply, but you have to know how to do it. So there is risk to that. If you go in inexperienced and you work with an inexperienced marketing company, there is a risk of failure. And some markets are really, really hard. I will be transparent. There's been a couple markets over my lifetime of dentistry that were super hard, way more expensive, way harder because of demographics or where they were located, those kind of things. Okay. So number one, the con of marketing, spending $10,000 on marketing is it's a risk. It's not a guarantee. The number two feeds right into this. You need systems. You need phones, scheduling, case acceptance, all of these things. Marketing does not work without that, period. And you say, well, what about insurance patients? You don't need that. The insurance is the one selling it. They're coming in and just going, as long as my insurance covers it and you're training them, as long as your insurance covers it, that's not, those aren't the same. In marketing, you have to have systems, which means you're going to have to train your team. And more importantly, you're going to have to be a good leader and hold your team accountable. That's hard. Okay. So that's number two of the cons of marketing. Number three, another con of marketing is it takes time. You might not see results like day one, right? With insurances, you might see results faster. It takes about 60 to 90 days to ramp up. Okay. That's just the way that it works. And a lot of that has to do with one, the marketing has to learn your market. But then number two, the average time to appointment right now is 2 to 3 weeks in a dental office. And then they're even punting treatment out even further. So that takes a lot more time to get the patient in. Okay. So we're talking about, would you rather spend $10,000 on marketing or go in network with a bunch of insurances? So we're talking about the cons of the marketing side now. Number four, it's more effort. It's more effort if you're going to spend money on marketing. It's just harder. It's more rewarding. It's more financially rewarding. Bigger upside. You control your destiny, but it is more effort, especially with your team. And then number five, the con of marketing, it can get expensive, especially if you're failing. I've worked with offices that the leads are coming in, the patients are coming in, and their teams aren't performing. So they're spending a bunch of money on marketing for really nothing because their team can't do what they're supposed to do, and that can get expensive fast. So that's a con. All right, let's talk about being in network with insurances. So it's instant patient flow. You can go out there and get instant patient flow. That is a pro. All right. Less upfront cost. You don't have to spend $10,000 on marketing. You pay on the back end and your discount for your services, which works for some people. Again, there's certain business models that just works. All right. It feels safer. When you talk to offices that go and launch new de novos, they always say, well, I'm going to go and network with a bunch of insurances, and then over time I'm going to peter out, and just start to drop some of those and then market more. That feels safer. But it's easier said than done, right? Like you could just come in and say, well, I'm just going to spend $20,000 a month for the first 6 months. Yeah, you're going to have to take out a $120,000 loan. But when you're already taking out, $500,000 for student debt and you're $500,000 for the practice and a bunch of other loans for other things, what's another $120,000 to break away from insurances? If you have the tolerance for it, right? Not everybody has the tolerance for that. Number four, another pro being in network is great for new offices. So again, if you want to get these patients and you feel like you can do that, it works. I've seen it done over and over and over again. And then next, be in network with insurance as a pro is it looks good online. Patients love it. You're in network with my insurance. Yay. They don't really understand. It's just a coupon book. They just feel good about it. Okay. So what are some of the cons? Lower fees. You don't make money on the services that you're supposed to make money on. Okay. Now, remember I told you earlier, when you market, you might have to discount your hygiene, and people lose their brain about that. But then when you're marketing and you're discounting your hygiene, you're getting 100% of your fees on everything that comes from those patients because they're not insurance focused. They're coming in and they're problem focused. Or if you're driving them in through exam and x-rays. And so you're getting 100% of everything after the exam and x-rays. With insurances, it's the exact opposite. You get $400, $500 for a cleaning, and you get $200, $300, $400, whatever for the exam and x-rays. So you get a lot of money from the insurances, but then all your big procedures you're writing down. So which one's better? I'll let you decide. Another con of going in network is slow to pay. Accounts receivable is a nightmare when you're in network with a bunch of insurances, because the insurances just don't pay, and then you have to follow up and you have to say, why didn't you pay me? And they say, what are you talking about? Oh, they didn't need that, blah, 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 blah. You all know that game. Less control. If the insurance companies, if you're relying on insurances, and then let's use the extreme. If you're a Medicaid office and then they go, we're not going to pay out Medicaid anymore, you're cooked. And the more reliant you are on insurances, the more you are reliant on them controlling the whole market and them making a change that absolutely wipes you out. Also, patients aren't loyal to you with insurances. We all know that. When you come and solve a patient's problem that isn't insurance driven, they're their favorite. They love you. When you get a patient from insurance, you're only as good as the insurance. It doesn't matter what you do for them, because they value the insurance, again, because we've trained them to do that. The dental offices have trained them to do that. And then it's hard to get out. Once you're hooked, it's hard to get out of dental insurances. And that's kind of the downside, is like, yeah, it's great for a new office, but then it's hard to get out of them. So would love your thoughts. What do you think? What are the pros and cons? Would love to hear from you. Would you rather go $10,000 in marketing, or would you rather be in network with all the insurances? Hope you have a great day.